we continue along our journey.
Okay. Oh, look, look. A queenette. And batfin. Oh, what was?
It's a centipede.
Is that actual? Yeah, that's a queenette. That's not a queenette.
Hey, squirrel. Facing straight on the path. Unless there's people around, but then we have to look off the path.
Those people.
Yeah, but wait until they're in front of us and then we'll look. Alright, go ahead and start your filming at this direction. Gary, just help us out. Okay. Now just film out in this direction. Slowly. See if you see anything interesting that's out there.
There's a big cornwood tree. Hi.
What do you see out there? Yeah, the hole in the tree. An owl could live up there.
I was saying
That is
that.
a big hole in the tree. What the heck?
Yeah.
Won't be long for that before that tree falls to the ground.
Yeah.
And probably the next big will.
But big what? But big what?
The next big windstorm.
Yeah. Could be tadpoles living in there. Maybe.
This area on both sides of the boardwalk is usually wet in the spring and fall. Wet areas like this in the Johnson Woods are slightly lower in elevation than the surrounding woods. Upland forests support red and white oaks, hickories, beech, and sugar maples, as well as white ash and numerous wildflowers. In this wetter areas, you'll find red maple and American elm and a variety of wetland wildflowers, such as jeweled, golden ragwort, turtlehead, winged monkey flower, cardinal flower, and swamp saxifrage. The abundant golden ragwort and inconspicuous swamp saxifrage bloom in the spring, while the jeweled turtlehead and cardinal flower are summer bloomers. These areas, which are often called ephemeral or vernal pools, also support breeding populations of salamanders and frogs, and a lot of mosquitoes. Shall we continue? The story of Andrew and Skye. Andrew and Skye came here in the early 1900s as settlers looking for famous black gum from these massive black gum trees. Rumor has it that while they were out here, Andrew accidentally fired his gun into the ground and black stuff started coming out of the ground. And it came to pass that Andrew had discovered the presence of oil in Ohio. They moved from Virginia to Ohio, bought themselves a mansion and a car, and they became the Ohio Hillbillies. What's the story of Billy or Bill? Bill was their son who took all of the money that they had earned, went up to the casino, invested it. The casino grew 10 times in size, and Billy became the owner. Before Billy left, though, he planted these flowers here that you see. Leaving his mark forever.
There's a rock up there saying too. You see that?
The T?
Yep, I just want to call one.
Yeah.
Jane.
Trillium. The large flowered trillium is a common sight in rich woodlands of the north central United States, also called white trillium. This showy flower is designated as Ohio's state wildflower. Blooming every April to June, trillium has 3 leaves, 3 green sepals, and 3 white petals. The white petals often fade to a pink color with age. Trilliums are members of the lily family. Although at least 8 species of trilliums occur in Ohio, this is the only one found in Johnson Woods.
What's this? Number 8.
That's to let people know if there's an emergency where to come to. They can say, come to spot number 8, ASAP.
RTM.
Mikey and Sarah, 2003. Slayer A7X for Avenged Sevenfold, I'm assuming. AS and RB. And someone made a $sign. As we continue along our journey, Garrett's going to take over. See the vine that's growing up over the tree, and then it just started making leaves up higher.
Yeah.
Grew all the way from the ground, climbing up to the tree.
Hello.
Someday overtake it. Hello.
Oh, look at that
Garrett, do you
tree.
remember what these white flowers are called?
Prince Rook. Trillium.
Pick it up. Oh, it's a piece of wood.
What do you think it was?
Ooh, I thought it was maybe a canteen.
I can't tell.
3.14159265358479728. Do you know what that is?
No?
That's actually pretty funny. That's the number for pi. It's a number that goes on forever, but they wrote it around that tree. It's a mathematical number. I guess all numbers are mathematical. Come on. But that was interesting.
That's the infinite number.
Yeah, it goes on forever. Whew. The tree is basically being held up by that branch which fell down. Another year or two, that's gonna not be there.
It's going to be on the ground.
You're right. Yeah, it'll still be there. Just be on the ground.
Like that big tree.
We're about 20 miles into our hike now. Garrett's thirsty for water.
No, I'm not. It hasn't been 20
I haven't ate food in 5 days.
That's not true.
White
You will be
oak.
walking. White oak tree. Ooh.
I always liked looking at trees that had fallen like this, Garrett, because of all of the things that the roots bring up with it, with all the ground, and then it'll leave this deep hole right here. And after many of hundreds of years, maybe even more, this tree will eventually rot away, and the only thing that'll be left here is going to be that hole that will then start getting filled up with water.
Yeah.
And it could be the start of a small pond, depending on how big the tree was that fell, causing that hole. But a lot of times when you see depressions in the ground like that, it's because there were once mighty trees that stood there that have fallen down. Hey Garrett.
Yeah?
Tell everyone a secret.
What do you mean?
Tell a secret.
Like what?
I don't know, anything. What's your favorite food?
Mac and cheese?
I don't think that's a big secret, but
It's not even a secret. Tell them what's your secret.
okay, here. Alright, I would like to come and tell you guys a secret that I've had for my whole life. My secret is I'm nervous to say it. This won't be presented to the police, right?
What do you mean?
I once kicked out a bus stop sign with my foot. I ran and I kicked it, and then the police called me and I got in trouble. So now you know my secret.
Yeah.
I was trying to act cool at my bus stop in South Carolina when I was just a little bit older than you,
Okay.
and I went running towards it, and I put my legs up, and I just flew right into that plexiglass and broke it. And then one of the kids, who was one kid that got teased a lot, told his dad, and his dad went and told the police, and I got in trouble, and my dad got in trouble. We had to go sit in front of the leader of the military base,
No.
and I had to tell him that I was sorry and I would never do it again.
No, that was isn't true.
It is true. 100% true. Yep. Just goes to show you in life, everyone can make mistakes no matter who you are. But don't give up. Don't lose hope. Sometimes you do stupid stuff, and that's alright. Learn from it. Wow. From 5/19 of 13, that's going to be 2013, not 1913.
So we write down initials MP.
Military police.
Oh, yeah. MP.
Or it was the infamous Matthew Serpizalot.
What? What's that?
It could have been Matthew Serpizalot.
What was that? It was a grizzly hunting. There could be a bear living here.
Could be.
There's no snake here.
We probably passed by many of them.
Snakes?
Yep.
Oh, grizzlies. I'd go on there.
No.
Why?
Because if everyone went on it, then it wouldn't be around for everyone to enjoy.
What do you mean?
Sometimes you just need to leave nature alone and just enjoy it from afar. Otherwise, as humans usually do, when we get too close, we end up changing the land and making it into something less than it once was. That is what humans do. Dedicated to my dear friend Mike for sharing his love of nature with me, B. The story of Tasha and Zach. Tasha and Zach were companions. Where? Where?
Right here. Like, what is that?
I don't know. Maybe a mosquito bite?
Yeah, but it's like...
Can I tell my story about Tasha and Zach?
Huh?
Can I tell my story about Tasha and Zach?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. I'm going to tell part of it and then you tell the rest. Deal? Alright, so Tasha and Zach lived in Ohio in the 1930s, 1940s. And they were young teenagers without a care in the world. Zach had 10 brothers and sisters, and Tasha had 8 brothers and sisters. Back in the day, everyone got a bunch of brothers and sisters. Turns out that they were best of friends. And they came out here and played in the woods. The end. The big trees. Most of the trees, larger trees in Johnson Woods are red and white oaks. A sharp eye can tell the difference between red and white oak. The bark on the red oak is much smoother than the white oak and has a sanded down appearance. The white oak is rougher and much more deeply cut. Comparing leaves, the red oaks have pointed tips, the white oaks have a more rounded edge. Some of the trees were 30 years old when the Pilgrims arrived in the Mayflower and landed in Plymouth Rock in 1620. If you were to count the growth rings on the trees, you would reveal an age of over 400 years. Many of these oaks have reached their maximum size, limiting the circumstances and conditions existed in the woods. Some have already toppled down to the forest floor. Get off that. Because I said so.
Giant
These
H.
trees are over 400 years old.
Yeah.
Planted by Mr. Johnny Appleseed himself.
No. Wait, for real?
For real. For fake.
Plankton truck though?
Sounded like it. Whoa, that's probably a white oak. You see how the bark on it looks like it's been sanded down?
Yeah.
That guy's a monster.
Oh, he is tall too. And that branch falling off.
Yeah.
That dude is big. That tree. Ooh. But those more white oaks which look like that. Yeah. Wait, that looks like a face, does it? Why does it look like that? Whoa, that tree up there is like a cone. Chipmunk. Every time I see a kernel, I hold my breath until I see a kernel. Sometimes.
A kernel?
Kernel.
Cardinal?
No, this.
A corner.
Yeah. Ooh,
Yeah.
got cooked by a tree. Small tree.
And here lies Garrett Worrell, the guy who messed around and found out. Someone was a fan of AC/DC.
What's that?
It's a rock and roll band. Also stands for alternating current and direct current, which are different ways to make electricity move from one spot to another.
JC, or CJ. Wait, and that's a plus. CJ plus.
C plus J. C plus J.
CJ.
No, C plus J. Those are two people.
Yeah, two people. And I don't know. IK. J. K. J.
T plus K.
Say CJ.
Do you think T and K are still in love together?
Yeah.
How many? How many years have they been together for?
5 years.
5 years?
Yeah.
Okay. Are they married or not?
Yes.
Are they married?
Yes.
Okay. Do they have any kids?
Yes.
How many?
2.
Okay, boy or girl?
Boy and girl.
A boy and girl. Okay. How old is the boy?
Right now, 5.
How old's the girl?
Girl is 3 years old.
Okay.
CJ is how old? That one.
I think C and J are 50 years old. They met here when they were 15, and they've decided that they would come here every 3rd of July to go on a walk together and talk about how they're doing, about how their families are doing, and they have a really good friendship. Spring wildflowers. Springtime in Johnson Woods brings a carpet of wildflowers to most of the forest floor. The woods have an impressive diversity of native wildflowers since there have been minimal grazing, timbering, and other disturbances. More than 600 species of wildflowers can be found here.
That looks like a smile.
Do any fish live in this little creek?
Yeah, I see one right there. There's more.
I'm gonna guess salamanders live here for sure.
And this is a drink. Drink. I'm drinking, you know. Oh.
What do you think the next number is gonna be?
Huh?
You saw 87654. What do you think the next number is gonna be?
3.
Okay.
3. We could be going wrong, but actually.
All right, sir. Farts a lot.
Should we go back?
Nope. We're almost done.
Yeah. I mean, I'm dusty and hot. How much miles do we walk?
At least half a mile.
Okay. Oh, so that's
It says Jeepers Creepers.
people.
Where do you get a set of those peepers?
What is that one?
I don't know. Steve D.W. 2014. Or 1814 or 1714. It's interesting to think that this area is what Ohio looked like. Almost in the entirety of Ohio looked much like this. And with all these trees, how are the woolly mammoths moving around very quickly many years ago? I suppose they just walked real slow. See how this tree right here is deteriorating like it is?
Yeah.
Long time ago it stood really tall up above all the other trees in the forest.
Huh.
So sometimes it takes a really long time to get to the top.
What do you mean?
But it doesn't take very long to go from the top to the bottom. Thanks to your friend gravity and to other forces. See this area right here where there's a bunch of trees downed and stuff? This is a prime spot for snakes to live at. This is a prime spot for snakes. So, because all of this creates protection from other smaller animals, from birds, so they'll live in here, and the snakes will live in there too, eating them.
Let's sit down for a second.
Nope, we're almost done.
Here we go now. 3. How's your Wait. Let's go back.
Yep, we're working our way back.
Stop at the tree. Let's go back.
No, Garrett, we just have to go like another 3 minutes and we'll be done.
How long will it take?
3 minutes.
3 minutes of it.
Aren't you glad I had you wear shorts instead of sweatpants?
Yeah.
Brandy and Caleb. What happened to Brandy and Caleb? How long ago did they carve this in here? 200 years ago?
No. 4 years ago.
4 years ago. Okay.
Not 3 years ago, actually.
Oh, maybe.
And I'm going to tell a story.
I'm waiting for you. This is your time to tell a story about Brandy and Caleb. They met 5 years ago. In the last 5 years, they've had 15 kids.
Not 15 kids. 3 kids. 3 kids. And they're married.
That's what it was. You remember when we thought we heard a hissing noise?
Yeah.
All it was the animal, because it was a chipmunk,
Yeah.
going over the leaves. And it sounded like a It sounded like a hissing noise. But it indeed was not. Wow. Look at that.
Oh, yeah. That's good.
P?
Yes.
You're gonna have to wait.
Look at that.
It's a squirrel from Ice Age.
Yeah.
He's trying to get a nut.
Yeah. Dad.
You're cold as a cucumber.
My neck is. My forehead isn't.
So you get a haircut.
Dad, why is there a blue bug? Dad, what is that blue bug right there? See it?
Yeah, it's a beetle. Okay. So over there, that tree line where you see the grass is at, that's where our van is at.
Oh. We just made a loop.
J&J, Cal, TLP, Mr. Mao and Tatey, NG,
J.
Kadeen, DR and BW. Go right here real quick. You're safe. Go. No, right there. Just go. Bum 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 bum. Dun 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 dun. Bum 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 bum.